Uh, First off, as always, to God be the glory. What a great day, a great opportunity, to play a game we love and man, give our fans a great show. But to God be the glory. Really proud of these kids, man. They make a guy like me look good. They make me look like I can actually coach. So, great job by them.
All right, we'll open up for players. Any questions?
Guys, for both of you, two questions. Uh, This game was won on defense, wasn't it?
I said for sure. After looking at the stats in the second half, we held them 38% from the field,
36.
or 36% from the field from two, and like 31 from three, right?
21.
21 from three. So once we lock in on defense, we become a different team because then I feel like that helps our offense as well because we just can get out and go, and play fast. So that helped a lot.
Yeah, same thing. I feel like we started off slow on defense end in the first half, but then coach talked to us at halftime, and then we had to change because, like Sam said, when we locked in on defense, our offense just coming easy.
My second question, and congratulations on the win. It looks like you're pushing it, but it's not at a frenetic pace. You're kind of running under control. Would that be a correct statement?
Yeah, for sure. Like coach say, go fast, but know what you're doing basically. So we pushing fast, but we gotta still be aware of what's going on, not just pushing and just trying to take a crazy shot.
I would agree as well. We want to play with pace, but also make good decisions. And with the guards we have, they're very good at making those decisions. So it just helps our team be successful when we can push and make good decisions.
Anything else for the players?
Selton, I had a question for you. I saw how fired up you were when Sam made that three. Just kind of take me through that moment, how cool that was, seeing your teammate put up like that.
Yeah, man, it's my brother, man. Been with him for 2 years. This is my second year with him. Coach Amir told me, you work too hard not to shoot threes. They wide open. So I drove, that song wide open. I yelled, shoot, and then he made the shot. So I was happy for him to make the shot.
Yeah. And then Sam, same thing, just kind of making that three. But you were at multiple different levels tonight. Just kind of, what had you in a groove? What had you feeling good tonight?
I just love playing basketball, honestly. My dad told me before the game, play like it's your last game. And then playing for Big John, Little John, Big John, just representing him. So, and then seeing my teammates happy for me just brings me a lot of joy because I'm also happy for them, especially Selton. He's been there for me through ups and downs, so that's a great feeling.
So you feel like you've kind of really started to settle in the role of coming off the bench and being a high volume scorer off the bench?
Yes, sir. Just like I said in the radio, I get tagged a lot, and people be bugging me about come off the bench, but I don't pay attention to that. Just like I said, I trust Coach Amir, I trust his plan, and he always told me to be ready to play. That's what I've been doing.
And just so you know, I tell guys all the time, I was like this as a player, I promise you. Hey, you ain't got to start me, just play me starter minutes. And he plays starter minutes, so.
Coach, you beat Florida State. This is another quality opponent, tournament tested, been to the Final Four. How important is it to win that game?
It's important to win all of them, but it's important to win that game because, as I said before the game, I think it was on the radio, when you're talking, you're not talking about a team, you're talking about a program, right? And that's a program that's 5 years removed from a Final Four, 2 years removed from a Sweet 16, right? So there's a DNA in that program. Yeah, Coach Porter Moser may be at Oklahoma now, but Coach Valentine was on that same staff. So the DNA, the culture of that program, you want to play against those teams to test yourself and see where you are. And as I said to the guys at halftime, the first half, I told them, I said, guys, they were tougher than us that half, and we didn't trust each other. So the second half is going to be about toughness and trust. And I thought our toughness improved, and I thought our trust in each other improved. And so when you get a win like that against a program, again, 5 years ain't that long ago, guys, and a Final Four is a huge deal, okay? A Sweet 16, I've been to 2 of them. It's a huge deal. So if our goals are to attain those type of accolades, we've got to be able to beat those teams just to see where we are. And so to get that win, it'll be something we kind of put in our I like to call it our fueling station, right? It'll fuel us, but we can't get drunk on it. We can't get drunk on that success. We still got to come back on Monday and get back to work.
Coach, Loyola misses a basket that could have put him up 10, and you come back and bury 2 threes and then go on a 10-0 run. How big of a momentum change was that?
Huge, huge. But, you know, they could have made that basket and went up 10, but I would have been perfectly fine with our group. Our group has shown all year that we'll respond, that we won't quit, you know. But again, these guys, man, they're really growing. And what showed me that tonight more than anything, again, was that like the first half, it didn't quite go how we wanted it to go. And they shot, like I said, they shot 40% from 3 in the first half and 48 from 2. We told the guys that at halftime, and to come back and hold that team to 21 from 3 in the second half, 36 from the field, and I'm a toot our horn a little bit, and we held those guys to 21 points less than their season average, right? Like, that's elite.
Coach, my last question, and congratulations on the win. Haven't seen too many 3-game winning streaks in December around here in the men's program. How big is that?
Well, I mean, you tell me. I wasn't here, but I say it humbly. I want us to get used to that, but I don't. But at the same time, I don't want to. Our goals are bigger, you know. Our vision is bigger, you know. So again, it's about growth. It's about getting better, and as I say to the guys every day, where we can never question ourselves is our competitiveness. And for about, I would say, since the main game, so Hofstra, UMass, Florida State, Pine Bluff, and so the last 5 games, I thought our competitiveness has been consistent. We got to keep it there.
Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Alston gets 18 at the break for them. Finishes with 27, but you look at where he got his points in the second half,
Yeah.
not until late, not until
Yeah.
you guys had gone on your run.
Yep.
Did you guys do something differently those first couple of minutes? I know he got in foul trouble as well early on in that second half.
No, I just thought we matched his toughness in the second half. In the first half, you know, that dude's 6'6", 245, grown man, okay? As a grown man, dude should be somewhere playing middle linebacker for somebody, it looked like, right? But he out-toughed us in the first half. And but in the second half, like, the guys, and it wasn't just one guy, it was a collective group, you know, and so that's where I thought we made the change on him. But again, he had 27, but there was nobody else in double figures. We did the job.
Coach, there was those big kind of flashy dunks at the end of the second half there, kind of sent the building into a frenzy. But there were some other things in that play that it seemed like it stood out, whether it was defense or the unselfishness. What were you kind of most proud about from that sequence?
I just thought we had a different grit about ourselves. You know, it was a loose ball. Kobe Knox was first to the floor. And I just want to point this out. Kobe Knox made a play, and again, guys, from Tampa, wants to play well in front of family and friends, and so he has an expectation for himself, and so when it doesn't go the way he expects it to go, like at times he can get down on himself, and I grabbed him like, no man, like you got to stay confident. But he made a play. It's as good of a play as I've seen. We're in zone, and they get a post feed, and he knew the scout was they post feed, they love to cut, and they want to try to get that little bounce pass on the give and go. Well, he goes with the cutter on the zone in the zone, but then comes back and doubles the post, and we get a turnover. And right after that was a timeout. I said, "Hey, man, that's why you cannot get down on yourself, because you impact the game in other areas than just making or missing shots." And he was like, "Yeah, you're right." And I grabbed him, put my head to his head, like, "Come on, man, like." Stay confident. And then he comes back and he buries a big 3 in front of our bench, I think, to put us up 9. And he just came to the sideline. He's like, "Coach, you was right, man. I got you. Don't worry about it." So, like, that's the stuff that I get excited about, is when, one, we play with a grit and a toughness, but 2, those guys, they see themselves in a different light, you know, than they normally do.
Yeah. Last one for me is Chris, who's been really good, you know, when he's been able to stay on the floor this year, but he's run into some foul trouble. It feels like, what's the conversation like trying to work on that with him, or find that line where you can get some more minutes on him?
Well, Chris would kill me if he heard me say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Chris is just now learning. I don't want to say just now learning, but he's just now being able to apply the things we want to do defensively, right? So because he's a better defender, he'll get a little overzealous, like where he's just, he's like up there and he's like trying to ball pressure like I'm asking him. But Chris's thing, if you watch his fouls, they're just, I can hear Billy Kennedy saying this in my ear right now. Like, man, all you want to do is score because your fouls, like you just trying to get a steal and go the other way. Chris's fouls are, guy driving instead of just walling up, like he's walled up, but then at the very end, hitting down, foul, or a guy drives it and the first thing he does is put two hands on him, foul. I say, Chris, if you're going to get fouls, make them be like really good fouls, like tough fouls, like where you're trying to block a guy on a layup. You're giving dudes fouls 25 feet away from the basket. You got to be better. But he's engaged. And, again, he still ends up 4 for 10, 11 points, 2 rebounds. I mean, but what he'll say is, Coach, I had 4 assists, 1 turnover. So he's growing. He's getting there. But that last thing I'll say is it just shows you the depth of our team, too, is that when he gets in foul trouble, there's no drop-off. Again, that's what people don't understand. Remember this, all right? And I hadn't said this much publicly, but I can remember getting a job, and there were people, not like South Florida, but there were people like around like the state and just coaches. Man, you're going to have to get rid of Miguel. Like, man, he a cancer. He can't. Those people were wrong. Man, that dude has been unbelievable. He has been, man, I love coaching all our guys. I really enjoy coaching him because he allows you to coach him hard, right? He allows you to put your arm around him afterwards and to where he could like, hey, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand, right? And then he goes out and he's able to apply what you're coaching him on, all right, and then put it in the game. But he has been by far, I think, our best teammate. If you hear him encouraging Kobe Knox, Kobe, keep going, man, don't work, get your head up. Like, he's been unbelievable. So, yeah, I'm sure everybody wants to start. But as I said to him, hey, would you rather start and average 11 points, shoot 36 from 3, 35 from 2, or right now I think the dude's shooting, what was he tonight, from 3, 3 for 5. I mean, the dude shoot 48% from 3, averaging about 18, 19 a game. And his assist-to-turnover ratio is insane. Like, I think it's like 3 to 1 right now. Man, the dude is growing. He's getting better. People should talk about that instead of trying to, and that's what happens, just so you know, when you start to win, you start to kind of change some things, people will just want to put, as Nick Saban calls it, rat poison. They want to put the rat poison in there. The best thing about Selton, he isn't worried about it at all.
You talked, about
I got time.
You talked about handling success, right? Better
100%.
after the Northern Iowa South Carolina State wins. Now you've put back-to-back wins.
Yeah.
What's the main difference between those 4 games in handling success versus the last 3 in handling success?
Those 4 games, we had to go through those in order to get to this point. You just have to go through it. Again, everybody wants it like right now. Like, success is not microwavable. It's just not. Again, I said this before. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. They're going to 3 top 50 guys, top 75 guys, however you want to put it. It took them a year. What was it, 2 years or a year?
A year.
A year. It took them a year. It like, you got to go through certain things to learn how to become who you want to become. And so we learned how to handle success by having success and then coming back and failing. Failure sometimes is the best teacher. We don't want to have it a whole lot. Now, that's where you see the growth. These guys, they've been through it before. They come back to practice and they stay working. They stay in the gym, but they stay trusting each other and what we're trying to teach them as coaches.